I swap the expensive items with cheap ones when shopping with my rich friend. A secret habit, a growing guilt. A friendship that's one mistake away from collapse. Asterisk, I have a confession. One I've never told anyone, not my sister. Not my closest cousin. Not even God, properly. But today, I have to get it off my chest. I swap expensive items with cheap ones when I go shopping, with my rich best friend, and she doesn't know. Her name is Tanya. She's 25, pretty, polished, from a wealthy family. The kind who doesn't check price tags. Who says, oh, just get both. Like it's nothing. We became friends in university. At first, I thought we wouldn't click. She wore designer shoes I couldn't even pronounce. I wore knock-offs. Shoes that squeaked after a few steps, but we ended up in the same group project. And somehow, she liked me. We got close. She loved my sarcasm. I loved her confidence. She made me feel seen, included, worthy. And soon we were inseparable. She invited me everywhere. Cafes, shopping, parties, and that's when the guilt began. It started small. One day we went to a high-end makeup store. She picked out a luxury lipstick. Price, almost 10,000 rupees. She said, you should get one too, my treat. I hesitated. I wanted to say no, but her card was already out. I thanked her. But before checkout, I secretly swapped the lipstick with a cheaper shade from the discount rack. Same color family. Different brand. 1/4 the price. She never noticed. The guilt was there, buzzing like a fly. But I told myself, it's fine, I'm doing her a favor, saving her money. I smiled as if nothing happened, but it didn't stop there. Next came perfume. Then skincare. Then shoes. Then a jacket. Each time she offered, I accepted, but switched the item for a cheaper version. Sometimes I'd lie. I changed my mind. The cheaper one smells better. She never argued. She trusted me. And that's what makes this worse. I wasn't stealing. Not really, she still paid. I just made her pay less. But the real theft was her trust, and I knew it. Last winter we were shopping for coats. Tanya picked out a beautiful tailored one. I tried it on, it fit perfectly. But it cost more than I made in 2 weeks. She grinned. It looks amazing on you. Let me buy it. I said no. She insisted. I faked a phone call. Snuck back and replaced it with a copy from the sales section. She paid, smiled, said, you deserve it. And I felt like trash. I told myself, she's rich, she won't care. She has no idea what it's like to struggle. And maybe that was true, but I did care. Every time I wore that coat, I remembered the lie. A few weeks ago, we were out again. This time at a boutique. She picked out a silver bracelet for both of us. Designer. I did my usual routine. Grabbed a similar knockoff. She didn't notice, but the cashier did. He looked between the bracelets, then at me. He didn't say anything, but the judgment in his eyes, it burned. On the way home, Tanya said something that made my heart sink. You? No, I love how you keep me grounded. You're not like the other girls. You don't care about money or brands. I almost cried. She thought I was humble, modest, real, but I was just ashamed. That night, I opened my closet, looked at the gifts. Shoes, bags, clothes, makeup. All with a story of quiet dishonesty. I've never asked her for anything. Never demanded. Never begged. But I also never allowed her to be fully kind. I edited her kindness because I felt I wasn't worthy of it. And maybe that's the real confession. I don't swap items because I'm greedy or evil. I do it because I'm scared that if she saw my true poverty, she'd walk away. But now it's eating me alive. I can't keep lying. I love her like a sister, but I've treated her like a stranger when it mattered most. I've written a letter every night this week and torn it up every time I want to tell her I need to. But I don't know if I have the courage. She's planning my birthday. A big one, expensive, lavish, because she thinks I'm worth it. And all I can think about is how much I failed her. So if you ask me, what's your biggest secret? I'll say, I've been living in borrowed kindness and covering it in cheap shame. Asterisk, I couldn't sleep. Every night, I stared at the ceiling. My chest tight. My head heavy. One voice on repeat. You're a fraud. Tanya was still planning my birthday, every detail, every menu item, every gift idea. She wanted it perfect for me, and I couldn't even look her in the eyes anymore. I stopped shopping with her. Made excuses. Oh, I'm busy. I'm not feeling well. I need to save money. But she didn't stop being kind. She just started sending things to my house. A new bag, a box of makeup, a pair of heels. All with little notes. You'll look amazing in this. Just because. You deserve it. And every time I opened the package, I felt like throwing up. The guilt wasn't just emotional, it was physical now. I lost weight. Skipped meals, my skin broke out. My voice shook when I spoke. I was a volcano. One step away from exploding. I tried. Talking to my sister. Just to test the waters. Do you think it's wrong to accept gifts from a rich friend if you can't give back? She frowned. Depends. Are you honest about who you are? That question hit me like a slap. No, I hadn't been honest. Not even close. I was so scared of losing Tanya that I created a version of me she never really knew. Then came the breaking point. She dropped by unannounced, with coffee and a giant shopping bag. I saw this coat, she said, smiling. And I thought of you instantly. I forced a laugh. Oh wow, you didn't have to. She waved it off. I wanted to try it on. I stepped away, into my room. Shut the door. And broke. Silent sobs. Shaking hands. I couldn't do it anymore. I wiped my face, took a deep breath, and made a decision. I came back, holding the coat she gave me last winter. The one I had swapped with a cheap knockoff. My hands trembled. Tanya, she looked up. Eyes warm, clueless. I need to tell you something. I told her everything. From the first lipstick, to the coats, to the bracelets. Every lie, every switch, every excuse. She didn't interrupt, not once. Just listened. And when I finished, she didn't speak for a long time. Then she quietly said, why? My throat tightened, tears pooled. Because I felt poor. Next to you, not just money-wise. I felt like I didn't deserve nice things. Not really. Not the way you do. So I tried to protect myself, by pretending I didn't want them. By replacing them, but the truth is, I wanted them. I just didn't want to feel less than you. Tanya stared at me. Her eyes full of something I didn't expect, not anger. Not disgust, just sadness. She whispered, I trusted you. Not because of what you wore or how much you had. I trusted you. The real you. I covered my face. I'm so sorry. She nodded. Tears in her eyes too now. I wish you'd told me. I never wanted you to feel small. I whispered. I made myself small. You never did. We sat in silence. No yelling. No stormed out. Just two girls who loved each other deeply, but didn't know how to say the hardest truths. She stood up. Walked to the door. Turned back. I need time, she said softly. To process, to understand, but I'm glad you told me. And then she left. I sat on the floor for hours, numb, relieved, scared, but for the first time, clean. No more pretending. No more swapping. The next day, I packed every swapped item. Every lipstick, perfume, coat, bag. Put it all in a box. Not to return it, but to donate it. Because I didn't want to live in dishonesty anymore. I called my sister. Told her the truth. She hugged me. You didn't steal, she said. You hid, and now you're choosing to stop. That matters. Days passed, no word from Tanya. I gave her space, didn't message, didn't call. Just waited. Then one morning, a delivery arrived. A simple box, no gift wrapping, no glitter, inside. A note, honesty hurts, but it also heals. You're still my best friend, let's rebuild from the real. She burst into tears. Later that week, we met for lunch. It wasn't the same. But it wasn't gone. There was love. There was awkwardness, but there was hope. And I told her, I don't want gifts anymore. Not unless I can give back. She smiled. Then give me your time, your thoughts, your friendship. That's all I ever wanted. So if you ask me, what happened when you finally confessed? I'll say, I lost my pride, but I gained back something real. Because the most expensive thing Tanya ever gave me wasn't a bag or a coat. It was the chance to be forgiven. It's been 6 months since I told Tanya the truth. Since I said, I swapped all your gifts for cheaper ones. Since I finally stopped hiding behind shame, pride, fear. Our friendship didn't end. But it changed. We don't shop together as much anymore. We do simpler things, walks, chai at home, movie nights. And I'm okay with that. Because now, it's honest. I stopped pretending, stopped performing, stopped living 2 lives. And strangely, I feel freer than ever. I applied for better jobs, started saving, took an online class in digital marketing. For once, I was building me, not just surviving. Tanya noticed. You seem brighter these days, she said one night. I smiled. I feel lighter. She squeezed my hand. I'm proud of you. But not everything stayed perfect, because people talk, and secrets have echoes. A girl from our university, Maher, messaged me out of nowhere. She wrote, so I heard you've been lying to Tanya for years. How rich of you to act so humble. Does she know about the party thing too? My chest froze. Party thing. Suddenly I remembered, 2 years ago, Tanya threw a rooftop birthday party. Dozens of people, fancy food, free-flowing drinks. I felt out of place, underdressed, underpaid, unseen. That night in a corner, I'd made a cruel joke to Mare. I feel like her charity case. I bet Tanya only invites me to feel better about herself. I'd forgotten I ever said it. Or maybe I forced myself to forget that, but now, it came crashing back. I messaged Meher back. That was a long time ago. I wasn't in a good place. But I regret it deeply. She replied, well, maybe you should tell her, before someone else does. I couldn't breathe. I thought confessing once was enough. I thought I'd already shed my old skin, but now, this second secret threatened to ruin everything again. I met Tanya the next day. We sat on her balcony, sipping tea, watching clouds. And then I broke. There's something else, I whispered. A stupid thing, from years ago. She looked at me, gently. You can tell me. So I did. I told her about the party, the cruel joke, the bitterness, the shame, the envy. Her eyes changed. For the first time, I saw real hurt. She said nothing, just stared at her cup. I didn't mean it, I said quickly. I mean, I did say it. But I was insecure, jealous, lost, and I hated feeling like a project, like I was only there because I made you look generous. She looked up. And do you still believe that? No, I said. Not anymore, because now I know you loved me the whole time. I just didn't love myself. Her lips trembled. That night meant a lot to me. I invited you because I wanted you there, not to impress people, but because you were my safest place in the loudest room. My throat burned. I'm sorry, I whispered. I'm so sorry. She wiped her eyes, then looked at me with softness I didn't deserve. I forgive you, but only if you forgive yourself too. And just like that, we started again, with more truth, more scars, more depth. The friendship that began with secrets and switches now survived 2 storms. Weeks later, she invited me over. No shopping bags, no surprises, just a tray of biryani and her dog climbing on my lap. We laughed about college, talked about growing up, talked about how healing isn't a single moment. It's a million small choices to keep showing up. Before I left, she handed me a box. Don't worry, she smiled. It's not expensive. Inside, a handmade journal, with my name on the cover. First page. Write your next chapter honestly. You deserve that. I hugged her tight. Felt my heart exhale. So if you ask me, what happened to the friend you lied to and betrayed? I'll say, she became the mirror that showed me who I really was, and loved me anyway. And if you ask, will you ever lie again? I'll say, no, because honesty costs nothing, but it gives everything back.